Welcome to Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We have 2 lanes in the hand and Frantic Search. A little extra value of Snapcaster Major. We'll definitely keep on this one. See if our opponent wants to mulligan past 7 or not, and then we'll get the game rolling. Okay, it looks like our opponent will keep at 5. Let's go and lead off with Marsh Flats and then anything else. No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, flying. Whenever Nicol Bolas enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Then for a 7-mana activation, exile Nicol Bolas, return to the battlefield transformed as a Planeswalker. Let's go ahead and crack Marsh Flats. Let's go ahead and grab a black-blue source off of this one. Let's go ahead and grab a Sunken Hollow. Have that come into play tapped, and let's see what we draw into. Drawn to Dragon Skull Summit. Let's go and get down Wooded Foothills, and then anything else going to kick the turn over there. Alright, so once we go for that 7-mana activation, exile Nicol Bolas, return it transformed onto the battlefield. It's going to come back as Nicol Bolas the Arisen. We're looking at +2, draw 2 cards, -3, deals 2 damage target creature or planeswalker. They're going to have the -4, put target creature or a planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. -12, exile all but the bottom of target player's library. There we go. Sorry about that. Kind of had to speed read through that. Let's go and crack Wooded Foothills, and we'll go and grab a blue-red source. Let's go and pop this out just a little bit bigger. And then let's go ahead and grab Steam Vents. Have that come into play tap. Not going to pay 2 life. And then we'll be online for Dragon Skull. Ooh, drawn to Soul Ring. I like that. Let's go ahead and get down Dragon Skull Summit. And then let's go ahead and go for, we're looking at Soul Ring. Get that down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, go for Thran Dynamo. Be some pretty quick mana. You can see where why they had fast mana like this band. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Play against Muldrotha, the Gravetide. During each of your turns, you may play up to one permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. So we'll see your opponent's going to go for Myriad Landscape activation. Now, as far as this particular build of Nicol Bolas, what are we doing? This is pretty much just a Super Friends build of Nicol Bolas. We have a lot of really good Planeswalkers in here. A lot of fun stuff. Drawn to Mana Leak. Okay. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Let's go ahead and go for, I like attacking our opponent's hand. That could allow them to put something in the graveyard they might need. But I think I like going for this. We're going to tap out for Nicol Bolas. It's going to be all the colors. It's going to be blue. Make our opponent discard a card because we actually have more than enough mana to go for that activation to get Nicol Bolas to flip. So anything else is going to pass the turn to our opponent. Now this does leave us open to some sort of removal from our opponent, so they may have that. But once you get this Nicol Bolas activated, you get that +2 going where you're drawing 2 cards. This is pretty much everything you want to get going in a Grixis deck, and it just makes for a really, really good time, especially when you get that card draw going. Let's go and swing in for 4. Knock our opponent down to 26. It's going to be 4 total commander damage, and let's go and go for that activation. And actually, if we want to make the land drop for the turn, let's do this. Let's go and tap out for Sunken Hollow. Yeah, because we want to take care of Consuming Aberration if we're going to go for this flip. So let's add double black to our mana pool, and let's tap blue, let's tap Soul Ring. Let's go for Frantic Search, 2 colorless. Jace, and then go for the Throat. Let's go and discard 2 cards. We'll go and get rid of, at this point right now, Arcane Denial. And actually go and get rid of Jace. Actually, we'll get rid of Liliana. I think I like that one. Untap 3 lands. And then let's go and tap Thran Dynamo. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just simply do this. Let's go for the Throat on Consuming Aberration. And then we can go for Jace, Architect of Thought. I think I like this. I thought about going for Nicol Bolas activation. But if we get down Jace, that'll still give us something to do next turn. Let's go and plus up on Jace. And then anything else. No, we're going to go pass the turn to our opponent. Now, unfortunately, we are tapped out. We did have Mana Leak in the hand. So if our opponent does get down their land drop for the turn, which they did, we are looking at Muldrotha. There's nothing too crazy coming out of the graveyard right now. We're looking at Landscape coming down. They can go for Shriek Maw, but we'll see what else we can kind of get into. We do have Hero's Downfall to at least kind of send Muldrotha back to the command zone. Let's go and get Mountain down. Let's go and push in for 4. It's going to knock our opponent down to 22 and 8 total commander damage. Let's go and plus up on Jace. Let's go and go for Hero's Downfall on Muldrotha. Just really want to cut off that access to that graveyard from our opponent. And we'll tap out on Mountain. Okay, and then anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now at this point right now, we have Mana Leak in the hand. We do have Snapcaster, but unfortunately we don't have any access to any of the colored mana. So our graveyard's shut off for at least right now. And do we want to go for... Actually, yeah, we get down Fleshbag Marauder. What we can do is we can flash in Snapcaster, and unfortunately we're going to miss out on the flashback out of the graveyard, but at least we'll have some sort of creature to sacrifice to Fleshbag Marauder. Okay, they sacrifice Fleshbag, we sacrifice Snapcaster, and then they're going to go and pass the turn back over to us. Okay, drawn to Smoldering Marsh. Let's go and push in with Nicol Bolas. It looks like we're almost going to be able to get, well, halfway there to commander damage almost. Let's go and swing in for 4. And then after this one, since we only have Mana Leak in the hand, we're definitely going to go ahead and go for that Nicol Bolas activation to get it flipped. Let's go ahead and go for the, yeah, let's go ahead and go for Nicol Bolas. I like that. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's tap out for Grixis Colors. And then let's go and go for the +2 ability off of Nicol Bolas. We draw into Ashiok, and we also draw into Ravager. Let's go and go for the -2 off Jace. Let's see if we can't get, we don't have 2 basics on the battlefield, so let's see if we can't just kind of dig a little bit deeper into our library to get some sort of land that comes into play untapped. Let's go and put pile 2 in our hand. Yeah, I like that. We could go for Damnation, but I like going for pile 2, so let's go and grab Night's Whisper. And we're going to put those on the bottom in any order, and let's go and go for Night's Whisper. We're going to draw 2 cards off of this. Alright, draw in the command tower. Let's go and actually get down Smoldering Marsh. And then we did activate Nicol Bolas and Jace. Okay, anything else? No, let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, our opponent is sitting at 6 mana, so they're not going to be able to tap out from Muldrotha again. And as far as next turn goes, we actually have access to a ton of mana. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's going to put us online for, Sylvan Primordial. So I'm going to take care of Nicol Bolas. Let's go and pop this down just a little bit. But we can still get down Ravager and go for Ashiok if we want to go for that. Alright, so drawn to Arid Mesa. Let's go and go for Jace -2 again. See if we can't kind of dig for some sort of spot removal from our opponent. Okay, let's go and choose pile 1 to put into the hand. Let's go and get down. Do you want to go for Ravager? Is that what we want to do? Because either way, it's going to be able to swing in and take care of whatever sort of planeswalker we want to go for. Or we could go for Crux of Fate. Let's do this. Let's go and go for Crux of Fate. Destroy all non-dragon creatures. Yeah, I want to take care of that Primordial. I want to make sure we can keep our planeswalkers on the battlefield. Let's go and get down Arid Mesa. You know what? Let's go and get down Ashiok. Let's go and crack Arid Mesa. Let's go and grab Volcanic Island. Actually, I think I like this. Let's get down Ralzeric instead. Let's go for that Soul Ring. And that'll still put us online for leaving up Mana Leaks. Let's go and plus up on this one, untap, and then untap another target permanent. They'll untap Dragon Skull Summit, but actually put us online for Ashiok. Do we want to do that? No, let's leave up Mana Leak. That way, if our opponent does tap out for Muldrotha, we'll be in a good spot. We'll be able to stop it off of that one. But yeah, this is pretty much what you want to do with Nicol Bolas. Now, they did unban a lot of that fast mana, so that definitely helps you kind of accelerate that game plan as far as getting down Nicol Bolas and going for that 7 mana activation. Gurk Wildspeaker. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. But yeah, so having access to stuff like Soul Ring and Mana Curve really helps you get that plus, that activated ability going. And then once you get that +2, that drawing 2 cards per turn, makes it really hard for your opponent to kind of come out from underneath that. Do we want to Mana Leak that? Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go for Mana Leak. Yeah, that way it's going to stop a land on the battlefield. Maybe they don't really want to tap out from Muldrotha once we get this Mana Leak down. Okay, we're going to go pass the turn back over to us. And then we draw into Bloodstained Mire. Let's go and get down Command Tower. Let's go and plus up on Jace. Let's go and add Thrain Dynamo mana. Let's tap out for Nicol Bolas. And then have our opponent discard that last card in their hand. To get rid of Greater Good. Let's go ahead and go for Ralzeric, tap target permanent, tap down Opulent Palace, and we'll untap Thrain Dynamo. And then let's go and go for the activation again. Okay, let's go and go for +2 on Nicol Bolas to draw 2 cards. And then draw into Rakdos Return. Let's go and get down Sky Diamond with that last floating mana. Tap down Command Tower. And then anything else. We went for all of our activations. No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, as far as next turn goes, we definitely want to get down Ashiok. We're actually online for a really good Rakdos Return. We're not really going to be able to attack our opponent's hand since they did get that land drop down for the turn. But good thing with Rakdos Return is that it's still going to deal that damage to target opponent or Planeswalker. So at this point right now, we're looking at Ralzeric untap ability. We can go for that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're looking at dealing about 14 damage to our opponent, which will put them down to 4. We can actually deal 3 damage with Ralzeric, and then we cannot deal direct damage with Nicol Bolas, but at least it's going to get their life total down really low. And we kind of see what we can do. And hopefully with Jace, we can use that -2 ability to kind of dig a little bit deeper into our library to maybe find some sort of direct damage to kind of take care of our opponent. Let's go and get down Urborg. And let's do that. Let's go and go for Jace. Go for the -2 ability. Let's go and choose pile 2 to put into our hand. Let's go and add Thrain Dynamo mana to our mana pool. Let's go and plus up on Ravager, untap, actually tap down Opulent Palace, and then we'll untap Thran Dynamo. And do we want to go for the -10? Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go for the -3 on Muldrotha to take care of her. Since they have no creatures on the battlefield, that'll put us at Ravager ultimate next turn. We don't have to worry about that. And we can also still go and tap out for a really big Rakdos return too. So let's go and do that. Let's tap out for Rakdos return. And actually, excuse me, I completely forgot that Sky Diamond was on the other side of the battlefield. So if we'd gone through the Ravager, well, actually either way we had to use Ravager to untap it. So either way would have been okay, but at least next turn we are online for Ravager going for that -2 ability to deal that damage up top. And then also we can still kind of dig a little bit deeper in our library with Temple of Epiphany and Ponder on this one too. Alright, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one. So you can definitely see where getting down just a tons of Planeswalkers, it makes it really hard for your opponent to kind of deal with so many threats on the battlefield. And then simply getting down Nicol Bolas to attack your opponent's hand to make them discard a card, and at the same time using that +2 ability to draw cards is just such a great effect, especially in 1 versus 1 Commander. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the Grixis Bolas squad, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content just like this. And make sure to tap the bell icon to be notified whenever a video is made live. If you want to keep watching content, here are 2 more videos for you. This video and many others are sponsored by MTGO Traders and Cape Fear Games. Buy and sell digital singles to build your online collection today with MTGO Traders, and get your paper singles, accessories, and much more from Cape Fear Games. Whatever your Magic needs, both places have you covered.